We are sorry, 17 minutes late. Remember, this video was scheduled to happen at exactly 1 a.m. in there. But all in all, I really want to let you know that welcome to the Manchester United Matters channel. We are doing the transfer deadline day news in here for you. We are not only doing Manchester United, but we are covering a couple of ideas and very many transfers that are really happening in there, because United has not been so much into this market, especially as far as ins are concerned. But as far as outs are concerned, United is still in the news right about now, because Dean Henderson is expected to be going to a team which goes by names of Watford on loan, and Jesse Lingard has been blocked by the board, something that we're really going to discuss on at length. And we are really asking ourselves, who is really in control of Manchester United? Rafi brought in here knowing that at least he's going to be in control, but all in all, he has lost this. So this and more into this episode of the last hour of the transfer window. Remember, 42 minutes left. 42 minutes left, and we are really onto the clock of the United Kingdom as it stands right about now. It's 11:18 p.m. That is in the United Kingdom in there for you. Down here in Africa, it's 1:18 a.m. in there, and that's what these people are really doing in right about now here. So let's get into the deadline day transfer news in there. Today in the morning, news came in that United are not into talks with a player who goes by the name of Ousmane Dembele, confirming talks from Fabrizio Romano yesterday night that United are into Ousmane Dembele. So that was totally off. Then later, we saw Danny Van Beek being announced as an Everton player after undergoing medical and passing it. So they never wanted to announce him because he agreed a deal to join Everton. That was on Saturday. I think it is Sunday. But they had to first announce the new manager, who goes by names of Frank Lampard. So as for them to reveal the news of Danny Van Beek has really come out and said lots of things that he really likes Frank Lampard. And one thing that I've really noted in the speech of Danny Van Beek, no sooner had he been introduced to a side of Everton, he came out and said Frank Lampard was a player in the Premier League. He was playing in a position where I play, and I really feel like I'm privileged to be coached by a manager who was playing in the position that I. You look at what he was saying, that really shows you that he's more eager to learn from Frank Lampard, because if you want to know what Premier League is all about in a central attacking area, I think the best person to ask is Frank Lampard, because he bossed very many people in there. He scored very many goals, and I really feel like the only way you can be a very noticeable midfielder in the world, like Danny Van Beek right about now, after United in there to a team which goes by names of Watford, because he wants playing time. He wants to be playing for a side which goes by names of England when it comes to the World Cup, because there is no way really going to fight for a position in there. Because right now, Aaron Ramsdale is into the queue. There is Pickford and there is Dean Henderson. And by the way, if Dean Henderson really goes to a team and plays very well, he can really get the number one position. I think Pickford is vulnerable. And I see the reason as to why a player who goes by names of Dean Henderson is pushing a move out of Manchester United, because he feels like this is the right time for him to do this, because if he doesn't, then he is missing out on going to Qatar, because all the goalkeepers he's competing with are really into what we call active football. They play game in, game out. For Everton, Pickford does that, and Ramsdale does it for Arsenal. The same applies to Johnston in there. So that is something that is really baffling me in here, and asking myself, will United let him go? Because we've just had a story that Jesse Lingard's last 6 months at Manchester United, an example of the club's recent problems, right on the 29-year-old situations as he stays at the club beyond deadline day. So United have really come out and said a player who goes by names of Jesse Lingard is going nowhere. And I don't know why they really put a very high price onto him, especially the loan fee, and coming out and telling a team that Newcastle that if at all you survive relegation, you're going to give us 12 million pounds in there for you. It clearly shows you that United didn't want this lad to go. But in the summer, he's going for free. You did the same thing to to Sergio Romero, the backup goalkeeper to David De Gea, and he left on a free. You remember that very well? Man United wanted £6 million, and teams like Everton were giving out £4 million. The same applies to Valencia, between 3 and 4, and United lost that money. And this summer, sorry, the previous summer, Sergio Romero walked out on a free transfer in there, and they costed him his position at the Uruguay national team. And Martinez, the former goalkeeper of Arsenal, who is now a goalkeeper for a team which goes by the names of Aston Villa, really came through and did the needful, and he won them the Copa America in there for you. So I really feel like certain things at Manchester United are really sickening, and when you look at the way the body is doing its stuff, how could you not let a player like Odegaard go? Because you have all what it takes. Because in each and every position, if I told you to count, you have like two players. In goal, Dean Henderson, David De Gea. Right back, Diego Delo, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Left back, Alex Telles and Luke Shaw. Central defense, you're having Eric Bay, Lindelof, Harry Maguire, Rafael Varane. You're having Nemanja Matic and Freddie. Then you're having Scott McTominay in there and Paul Pogba. Then you're having Juan Mata and Bruno Fernandes. You're having Ronaldo with Edson Cavani, Sancho with Juan Mata. There is Elanga and Rashford in there. What do you want? What do you want else? Let the player go, because you are costing his career and you're losing money. I don't know who does the calculations for Manchester United. If they say that they are so much into this business, then they have to be telling us that this is what we know. We know money in there. Now, how can you let a player like Jesse Lingard not go out on loan? Unless you are sure that you're really going to put Rangnick on pressure to give him playing time such that he signs or renews his contract at Manchester United. Something that I feel Jesse Lingard is not going to go, is not going to do. However much he likes Manchester United, he's not going to allow this shit to happen to him, because this is sickening. I'm telling you this. You can't come out and stop a player like Jesse Lingard to go, because Newcastle wanted him. They are giving you money, a loan fee, and they are going to pay all his salaries. That means you're going to save close to £3 million in the next 6 months in there. Then after you are really getting some loan fee in there. And if at all they tell you that we are giving you a loan fee of £3 million, and if at all we survive relegation, we are giving you 3 or 4. Why don't you accept that money? You get, so there is something hidden at Manchester United. I don't know whether there is some other money that Lingard brings in for Manchester United, maybe in shirt sales, that is better than that. And United feel like him staying at Manchester United will help them really do the needful. I think we have lots of things to dig into that, because Jesse Lingard has been told by Manchester United that he will not be allowed to leave before transfer window shuts. Despite Newcastle and West Ham pushing for deadline day, 29-year-old will start Manchester United go into the final 6 months of this deal in there. And they really think that him being at Manchester United, having been groomed at Manchester United, he loves United a lot and he cannot really let them down. Guys, he's going to do it. He's not renewing his contract. Unless otherwise he goes on a run of like 10 games, and when he's starting in there. And where is he going to start? Because when I look at Manchester United, all the positions are fixed. Because even when a player like Sancho gets an injury, what Rangnick will do, he will shift a player like Paul Pogba to play off the right and put Scott McTominay and Freddie into the midfield. That's what he's going to do. So I see no way Lingard is going to get playing time at Manchester United, because this time round the remaining games of Manchester United are just die games, because United needs to make it to top 4. Although these other teams have really made it easy, like Arsenal, because we expected Arsenal to come in and do some big business in there for you, and they've not. Surprisingly, because I thought Arsenal to come in and do some big business, but Arsenal have let out very many players. Even Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, anytime from now, is going to be announced as a Barcelona player. But all in all, they are not at a level of coming in here and competing for the 4th position, because United has played 22 games and they're having 38 points. Arsenal has played 21 games, they're having 36 points. Remember, that game they have in hand, they are going to play a side which goes by names of Spurs. So Any United fan will call for a draw in there. And when you look at how Spurs have strengthened themselves, you never know what's going to happen with the pitch. But the problem with Spurs bringing all these players, close to three players at Spurs, you don't know whether they are really going to hit the ground immediately. Are they going to hit the ground running? I doubt, because most January transfer signings have been not going on very well. Look at Bruno, who came in at Manchester United. He came in and hit the ground running immediately. So those are rare cases. And when you look at Arsenal, they are really looking bad and weak because they are only left with 17 on-field players. 17 only. So we wait and see what happens to the Arsenal side in there. Everything of them has failed. Arsenal gave us lots of suspicions that they are really going to make a very big January transfer in the window in the winter, but they've done the opposite. They've let out very many and they've signed zero. The only two players they've signed a goalkeeper and a defender, and they're joining them in the summer. So it looks like Arsenal are very much okay and comfortable. I think this season Arsenal came in just wanting to go into Europe, not the Champions League. Because if at all they really wanted to go into the Champions League, you look at the team you're competing with, like Manchester United, it's just one player away to strengthening its side to stamp the top 4 position in there for you, and that is a central defensive midfielder whom United have not yet brought in, and we expect none to come in because Fabrizio came out and said that over the weekend Marseille offered Bouba Kamara to Manchester United, and Manchester United said we aren't interested. So that shows you that United is banging in lots of money. Look at the loan fee of Anton Martial, £6 million. There is that of Tuanzebe, close to 2, that is 8. If I told you sum up all the money United is getting from the loan fees and what they are saving from their salaries, it might amount to £20 million. That's the amount of money they are saving these 6 months. And they've not brought in a player. So that's what United does better. They come in and do that. But even Arsenal has not done enough and pushed United to do this, because I will feel like Man United was waiting for these clubs to come out and do those signs that are really going to tempt it to at least go in and bring in another player. But I really feel like the board feels like they can really make it to the top 4. And to me, I will feel like even if they never signed in a player, I think United was going to complete in the top 4 positions. Because when you look at the table, Chelsea has played two games more than Manchester United, and if at all United goes ahead to win its 2 games in hand, they are going to be at 44 points, just 3 points behind Chelsea. There is going to be a very big race between the third and fourth positions of the Premier League table. I think Liverpool is much away. Because when you look at Liverpool, they've both played 22 games with Manchester United, and they are 10 points ahead of Manchester United. So I see no way United can close that gap. But I really feel like the Chelsea gap can be closed and United can come in and do the needful. For me, I'm 100% sure top 4 positions, United has that. Because no team can come and compete with Manchester United. Trust me, the quality of players that United have are really far much better than those of Tottenham Hotspur and Arsenal. Thirdly, my query is, this season with the players that we have, I think if at all we brought in a CDM, this would have increased our chances of at least winning a trophy at Manchester United, especially the FA Cup, and at least competing into the Champions League. And you never know, having in a CDM can really change our season, because when you're having a CDM, you can play with Bruno and Paul Pogba into the attacking positions, because when you have a perfect CDM, you can just put him alone to play into that role. You get that CDM role, not to bring in a double midfield pivot of Scott McTominay and Freddie in there, because that's what it does always. There are 2 players who are doing a job of 1 person. So that's why I really felt like us bringing in a player who plays into the central defensive midfield position would enlighten our chances to see to it that we go on and win at least an FA Cup and be competitive into the Champions League. And when you look at the quality of players that we have, David De Gea world class, Rafael Varane world class, Bruno Fernandes world class, Paul Pogba world class, Ronaldo world class, Edson Cavani world class, Luke Shaw top class, Jadon Sancho top class. So when you look at that squad that you are having, that breed of players can really help United go in and compete in there. So to me, I will feel like this is something that United had to do if at all they were aggressive and they wanted to compete. Because look, in the Champions League, the teams that we're going to face, PSG. For PSG, we can fumble and get a result because we can downplay their midfield. You never know, even if they have Verratti or Idrissa Gueye, United can do that. But look at teams like Bayern Munich who have superb CDMs, like Kimmich. Look at a team like Man City. Look at a team like Chelsea. But most importantly, for me, I'm fearing just two teams. That is Chelsea, that is Man City and Bayern Munich, because those two teams are going to expose us if at all we really manage to go to the round of the 16 teams. The round of to the quarterfinal, because the quarterfinal has 8 teams and we are playing Atletico Madrid. Even Atletico Madrid, I'm not 100% sure that we are really going through the round of 16, because Atletico Madrid can come in and give us a chance in there, because we aren't good to the midfield, and I'm just worried on how we are really going to play, because when Paul Pogba comes back, because he's already back, Bruno Fernandes is available, all those two have to be in the field of play. So I'm just asking myself, how is Rangnick going to do? Yet he has Cavani, Ronaldo, Sancho, and Marcus Rashford. Is Marcus Rashford used to being played off the bench? Will he really want to be playing off the bench always? And Sancho will come in and start? So which system are we going to relate to? Is it a 4-2-2 or a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3? So all that and more is what we are really waiting to see happening at Manchester United from the manager who goes by the name of Ralf Rangnick. And the board has really come out and assured Ralf Rangnick that you have nothing to do to this team. You have no decision to come and do on this team. That has been well revealed, because he said to Anton Martial that please go and leave. And Anton Martial couldn't leave because the board had set tough conditions between Manchester United and Sevilla. That was the first incident. The second incident was that of Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard from Dubai returns at Carrington, talks to the manager who goes by the names of Ralf Rangnick. Rangnick gives him green light that you can leave Manchester United and go and play anywhere you want. And guess what? They stopped him from making the move. That is Manchester United in there for you. So I really feel like it's really saddening at Manchester United, the way the board undermines the manager, because the manager has a say. If at all I'm not going to use a player, why really keep him here? And when you look at Rangnick, looks to be in a position of wanting to take over the job, and he has to dance to the tunes of the Manchester United board, and that's what he's doing, because he wants to impress them such that they give him the job. You get? So today, and by the way, today marks the end of the reign of the CEO of Manchester United, who goes by names of Ed Woodward, who is going to be remembered as a man who really came out and reigned the Manchester United club, spent close to $1 billion plus pounds, and he did nothing. Because when you look at that money, if it was well spent, United would have been a very well-structured team. And when you look at his naivety to football, it shows you the kinds of managers he brings in, because they have different philosophies. David Moyes had a very different philosophy. You sack him, you bring in a manager who goes by the name of Louis van Gaal, who had a very different philosophy. You sack Louis van Gaal, you bring Jose Mourinho, who has a totally different philosophy from that of Van Gaal. You sack Mourinho, you bring in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who also has a very different coaching philosophy. Then after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you take him off, bring in an interim who goes by names of Ralf Rangnick, whose philosophies don't resemble anyway. They are parallel, they will never meet. It shows you how sickening this lad has been at Manchester United. And I think when he goes back and looks himself into the mirror, because today marks the end of his CEO-ship at Manchester United, he's really going to look at himself as a failure. To me, I look him at as a failure as Manchester United, because if you've been at Manchester United for the last 9 years, you've not won a Champions League, you've not competed for Champions League, you've not won a Premier League, you've not competed for a Premier League. So what else have you given us? Because almost Ever since Alex Ferguson left, we've finished second twice, but finishing second twice when the person who is taking the trophy is ahead of you by 10, 15 points. That means you've not competed. You've just participated. All of the times we are close to the Premier League title, we've participated. We are not into the race. I'd rather be in the race and chase rather than participating in there. Twice we've been third, I think, in the Premier League. Sometimes, most times, we've not been to the Champions League. You get, so Ed Woodward is going to be remembered as a failure at Manchester United, because a team like Manchester United is remembered at what we call trophies in there. I'm trying to roll down here to see some of the news that is just coming in through in here as far as the transfer are concerned in here. There is an official team viewer statement. Team viewer condemns any form of violent behavior. We are in close contact with our partner. Manchester United appreciate their immediate actions and support them in the measures taken. Yeah, United has taken off the merchandise of Mason Greenwood off their website. If I tell you never knew, you better know right now. United has already taken off all the merchandise of Mason Greenwood off their website, because it looks like this is really going nasty on side of Greenwood, and the young man is really going to lose all what he had worked for in there. He was earning close to £100,000 a week in there, and he is destined to, is it blasphemy? They call it blasphemy in there. He destined to that side in there. So Manchester United is into a very, very annoying situation, because when you look at other clubs, they are really trying to push in moves. Liverpool showing us a financial muscle, bringing in a Diaz, very talented player. I was really doing a video on the other channel when I was really talking, another channel of mine called Rokan Media Football. I really told people that I looked at this guy in the Copa America semi-final when Colombia was playing Argentina. He was running all over the pitch. He has the pace, he has the skill, and I'm asking myself, who is going to suffer in this at Liverpool? Because you just ask yourself, if Liverpool can go in and bring in such a quality player, why doesn't United do that? Yet Liverpool is far much placed than you. You get, they have far much better players, they have a far better manager, they have far better ambitions, and they are a better club. They are performing better than you. So you look at a team like Liverpool, they know that they are just 6 points behind Man City. You get, they need to come up and reinforce, and they did it. They've brought in 2 players. One of the players has just come in, and Fabrizio Romano has just confirmed that Fabio Carvalho to Liverpool. Here we go. Deal in place for a 5-year contract. Medical ongoing in order to sign paperwork before deadline. Carvalho has accepted all clauses into the contract. It's race against time. Fabio Carvalho will stay at Fulham on loan. You get it? So Liverpool ahead of us. They are even getting ready for the next season. You get, and for us, we aren't even ready for this remaining 6 months of the season. So we are left with just 19 minutes left to see to it that we close down this transfer window. Nothing's expected from Manchester United to come out in there, but to give you a clue on who has left Manchester United, the first player to leave Manchester United was Layard from Swansea to Bournemouth. You remember that very well. Then Tengi Mengi went to Birmingham. You watched him into that game of Derby County as Wayne Rooney drew 2-2 with Derby County. Mengi played for Birmingham 90 minutes. The other player to go on loan at Manchester United was Tuanzebe from Aston Villa. Then he went to, is it Napoli in there in Italy? That's Napoli in there for you. And the other player to make a loan out of Manchester United was Anton Martial to Sevilla. You get, that happened last week in there. Then the other player to make another loan move out of Manchester United has been Danny Van Beek in there, to that side in there. So those are the notable transfers that United have made, and we are here in the remaining 18 minutes waiting to see what can happen in here as a shock for Manchester United. But all in all, we expect nothing else to happen in here as Ed Woodward era at Manchester United comes to an end, and the era of Richard Arnold comes to a beginning. All to comments. People have written us to come out and say Ed Woodward is a specialist in failure. Yeah, that's good. That's good. 2 hours until Ed Woodward is not employed by Manchester United anymore. Best deadline day have had in years. All right, because he has done nothing to Manchester United. We've benefited nothing from him apart from misusing the funds of Manchester United and making worse non-footballing decisions at Manchester United in there. Because look at this scenario. United is better placed to go in and compete for the Champions League. And you know, the more you play further into the Champions League, the more you earn more money. You get? And I really don't understand. People who really come out and say that United is all about business. You might be right if you are referring to banking business, not to the footballing business. Because in this business of football, the more trophies you win, you get, the more competitive you are, the more funds you gain, and the more money you gain. So I'm asking myself, what is United all about? You get? Because I think we are at a level of signing a shirt deal that is the most expensive in the world. But we are not there yet because we've not been winning for a very, very, very long time. For a person who saw Liverpool for close to 20 years without them winning the Premier League, I really feel like we are onto that journey. You get? We last won the trophy of the Premier League in 2013. You get? We last played a Champions League final. A Champions League final in 2011? I think 2011, yes, 2011. That's when we last played the Champions League final. You get? So, United is going to make a decade. Sorry. It's going to make a decade next year if at all we don't win a Premier League next year. You get? Or a Champions League. So, I look at these people and ask myself, do they know what football business is? Because football business, the more trophies you win, the more money you make. And the more funds you gather. And the more funds you gather, that means more numbers. More numbers mean what to sponsor? Get us more money. You get? You have a very big bargaining power because very many will be running to you. And in this era, if United really goes back to its winning age, I just don't even know how much money these people will be making. If at all I were them, I would have put up a structure and strategy of how United is really going to get back to those winning ways in there, especially winning trophies in there. So smash the like button, comment and share. This is the Manchester United Matters channel. We are trying to dissect this as the transfer deadline day really comes to happening in here. Dele Alli to Everton, done deal, and here we go. Full agreement reached with Tottenham Hotspur. Permanent move subject to medical in the next few hours. It's done. Frank Lampard wanted Dele Alli after Danny Bink. Official statement later today. All right, that is something that you should know. Another breaking story in here is going to happen in Barcelona. We expect Aubameyang in there to sign for a team which goes by names of Barcelona in there for you on a free and on a loan in there. And Arsenal really wants to get him out. And by the way, what has really shocked me a lot is a player who goes by the names of, is a team which goes by the names of Arsenal. I really thought that they are so much into this January transfer window to come in and give us loads of things in there. But they failed even to sign in a single player, especially to cross to the London side. The two players they've signed can't really make it to London until the summer. So it shows you how worse their transfer window in the winter has been. Because when you look at a team that has failed to score in its previous 4 games, they would have gone in hard for a striker. Their last bid of £58 million for Alexander Isak was turned down in there, and I don't see them doing any business in the remaining 13 minutes in there for you. I'm just here trying to see what Dean Henderson to Watford is all about, whether it's really going to come up and happen in here. I just want really to see what is really going to happen in here on Dean Henderson in there, because news was coming in that Dean Henderson is going to a team which goes by names of Watford in there for you. Manchester United are blocking Watford's attempt to sign Dean Henderson in there for you. The same applies to Samuel Lucas, has really come out and said Dean Henderson's future at Manchester United now effectively hangs on who they appoint as the next manager. So I'm asking myself, a player who wants to go. Ragnick came out and made it clear that if at all you don't want to play for Manchester United, obviously I'll let you go in there. I'm asking myself, why are we keeping around players who don't want to play for us? Dean Henderson doesn't want to play because he doesn't want to be at Manchester United anymore because he cannot keep De Gea out of that position in there. Lingard wanted to go out in there, and there is a story that has leaked out of Manchester United indicating that the reason as to why United don't want him to go is because of Mason Greenwood getting out of the squad, and they expect Lingard to come up and do a very good cover. But Lingard does not play well off that side. I think Lingard plays well off the left attacking side and the central attack midfield in there, of which I feel like that position is far much covered with Sancho, Rashford, and Elanga, you get, and the likes of Shoretie. I think they can get a chance, the Hannibals of this world, to come in and at least give us glimpses of their brilliantness into the pitch, as you've seen Elanga doing. So I really feel like let Lingard go. Let Lingard go, because you are losing out on money. You get? You are losing out on money and you are doing nothing. You are costing a team money and you are doing nothing. So let the player go. Like Ragnick said, Manchester United is a very big club. If at all you don't want to come in and do the needful in here, then you just have to call it quits and go. Leave the club and let us bring in players that really want to play for Manchester United. 2 hours back, Watford have made an approach to Manchester United about signing Dean Henderson on loan before the window shuts down tonight. Unlikely at this stage, but could develop in there. So let's I really want to see the latest coming in for Watford, trying to sign a player who goes by names of Dean Henderson in there for you. Alright, news coming in indicates that United have also stopped a player who goes by names of Dean Henderson to join a side which goes by the names of Newcastle in there. But I'm asking myself, what is this board all about? Because Ragnick has come out and made it clear to Lingard that you can go, and you are keeping him. You get the incompetency at this club. Is it what we are going to see? Is it what we are going to see under Richard Arnold again? Or we are really going to see something different altogether? So I'm really asking myself very many questions. They are running into my head. And I'm asking, Ed Woodward, who told you that that's how a football club is run? That's not how they run a football club, Mr. Ed Woodward. A club is run on a very different way altogether. Please, 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 please. This is one of the biggest clubs in the world, and we are losing our touch of winning trophies. We are coming to a decade without winning a Premier League or a Champions League. So that shows you that this isn't allowed. Even during the Sir Alex Ferguson era, at least we made glimpses of hope of knowing that at least we've played up to the quarterfinal. Because if at all we've been playing all these years that Ed Woodward has been the CEO of Manchester United and making football decisions for Manchester United, if at all we could always make it to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, you would have seen progress. But let me give you this. We have never played a quarterfinal. Did we ever play quarterfinal? I think David Moyes, we landed on Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich hit us bad and we are out. You get? I don't remember United playing a quarterfinal. You get? Ever since Alex Ferguson left. So it shows you how ugly we've been. You get? We've only played Champions League football under Mourinho. We got out of the group stages only once. Under Louis van Gaal, when we qualified for the Champions League, we didn't get through out of the Premier League, out of the Champions League groups, and we went to the UEFA Europa League. Under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the only season he coached us, we didn't go through. Remember, we were really taken out because of that loss we got in Turkey, Istanbul, Başakşehir. You remember that very well. This time round, if at all Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was around, I never knew whether we would have gone through in there. So I'm asking myself, what does Ed Woodward has in his head on a day like this when he's really packing out his things to get out of the CEO office? And I don't really believe that he's really getting out of Manchester United, because even Richard Arnold is his colleague. These were bankers who went to the same school, same college together, and they're still at Manchester United. They are costing our club a lot in there. And I'm asking myself, what are they up to? What's their mission for Manchester United? How do you dare sit down there and brag about being a CEO of Manchester United when you have sacked David Moyes 1, Louis van Gaal 2, Mourinho 3, who else? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You've brought in 4 managers and you've sacked them. What better proves your incompetency as a CEO than that? Nothing. That shows you that you are not good to be a CEO of Manchester United, because a CEO of Manchester United, a club that has all the monies, goes in and asks a manager, what do you want? You get? You just have to know that you are good bankers, but you are not good footballing decision makers. Your decisions you make at Manchester United sicken the club. They sicken us. Smash the like button, comment and share. You can as well go to the comment section and tell us what you think about how the transfer window of United has really gone, because we expect nothing. 6 minutes left in here. We expect nothing to come through from Manchester United in there for you. And the only thing we can get as a shocker is what who is this YouTube streamer? He's from MG Ghana. You guys, don't be a joke. Don't be a joke. That Ishak has signed for Arsenal. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. I was telling you that United has put out very many players on loan, but they've not signed in a player. So they are making money. They are making money out of the brands that they have, but they are not looking at the brand of Manchester United, because I can 100% tell you and assure you that these people have really gone ahead to spoil the brand of Manchester United. You get, when it comes to footballing matters and points, we are really very low. We are really very low. You get, having Rafael Varane, Jadon Sancho and Ronaldo was a very big indicator that we are really going to come up and compete for the Premier League. But we are really competing for the top 4. For the 4th position, I mean. We are not competing for the Premier League. Yet, when we never had these 3 players, we finished 2nd. And when we reinforced our squad, we couldn't come in through to compete with Man City. You get? It shows you the incompetence of this club, because they don't really do things that take our club forward. They do things that really make them money, because even Ed Woodward wants to come in through and make his bosses happy. I think that's his main really in there. Fabrizio Romano came out and confirmed to us that Manchester United was not interested in a deal of Ousmane Dembele in there, and Ousmane Dembele looks like he's going to stay at a team which goes by the names of Barcelona. Barcelona are considering delivering the release later to Dembele in there, so they are really trying to force this happen in there. It comes in from the back at times in there, so we wait and see what is going to happen in there, because anytime they might announce a person who goes by names of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. FC Barcelona can announce his signing. Arsenal must make the termination of his contract official in there. Oh my God. So you look at how things are really going for Aubameyang to join a team which goes by names of Barcelona. Arsenal have to first announce the termination of his contract official in there. So it looks like Arsenal really don't want this player to be there. And by the way, it's better. Get Aubameyang off the team. I really like managers like Arteta. I don't support Arsenal, I support Manchester United, but there are decisions that Arteta is making that I really love. That's how he thrown Ozil under the bus, because he knew his influence into the dressing room, and he really told him, you're not going to play anymore at Arsenal, you're not going to train with Arsenal anymore. You get? That's what we call a manager, and that's why I like Rangnick this time around, coming in at Manchester United, telling players, if you don't want to play for Manchester United, the door is open, get out. You get? And guess who is keeping these players at Manchester United? It's the board. During Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, a player wanting to go out of Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would call him, please come back, come here Jesse, please don't go. Pampers him and tells him, please put pen to paper, I'm going to give you playing time. Let me show you how many players he did it to. Eric Bay was left with just 1 year on his contract, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer pampered him, and he signed more 4 years at Manchester United. a player who goes by the names of Lingard would have left in the summer, and he really told him, please don't go. You get? Paul Ebele Pogba, he would have already been sold by Manchester United, but he really pampered him to tell, please don't go, stay here. He would have gone in the summer, because if at all Rangnick was the manager of Manchester United in the summer, he would have told Paul Pogba, you sign or we sell you off. You get? The other player, Antoine Martial, you remember that very well. Which other player in here? There are close to 6-7 players in there. One matter, Nemanja Matic. You get? They no longer have legs to play for the Premier League, and you keep them here. So I'm asking myself, what is United doing in such a period when a manager like Rangnick comes in and tells you, please, we want you to come up and say you are going to start Manchester United. If you don't start Manchester United, we are kicking you out of our team. So that's the beauty I like about a man who goes by the names of Arteta and Ralf Rangnick in there. And guys, rolling it to 1 minute left to close the January transfer window, and we have not yet gotten any other shocking announcements from any other team. And from Manchester United, they've signed no one. Barcelona are considering delivering the release later to Dembele in there. That's what is happening in Spain in there. So we wait and see what really happens in there. Aubameyang arrives to sign his contract in there. So maybe Aubameyang might be really ready to come in and do the needful in there, because Laporte, the president of Barcelona, wants and likes him a lot in there. So we are here trying to trace on what is really happening in there. Fabrizio Romano says Slimani has just signed his contract with Sporting, all completed and signed. Sporting have their new striker in there. So let's wait and see what germinates into this remaining period of the transfer window. Just now, window has been closed. No business can go through anytime from now if it has not been announced. We wait and see whether Aubameyang, the team which goes by names of Barcelona, is going to be announced anytime from now. Thank you all who have been watching us in here. Smash the like button, comment and share. This is Rokani David, who has been here bringing you that deadline day. But to give you a recap of Manchester United, this is how the recap has been. Manchester United has not brought in any single player, for your own information, but they've loaned very many players. Mengi, Layard, Mengi to Birmingham, Layard to Bournemouth, Tuanzebe to Napoli, Antoine Martial to Sevilla, Danny Van Beek to a team which goes by names of Everton. They've blocked deals of Dean Henderson and a player who goes by names of Jesse Lingard. That's Manchester United in there for you, and we are really going to come up through and really do the needful to see to it that things come in as we expect them to be in here onto the Manchester United Matters channel. That's what we had for you today, and we have tried to bring you the last 1 hour of the transfer window, and nothing developed between Manchester United and any other player like Kamara in there and the others. I'm out for now. See you later. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. I'm out. Peace and love.